Hi everyone! It's time for my June TBR. Now the way my TBRs work is that I pick 4 books that follow a theme, and then for the rest of the month I'm allowed to read anything I want. Well, that's usually how it works. But this month I decided, because it's June, so we're kind of at the halfway month, to do something a little different. Because sometimes it isn't about reaching your goals in life, it's just about seeing how far you can run. So rather than picking just 4 books to read this month, I have 18 books. I don't expect to be able to get through all of these books, saying that right now, but I want to see how many of them I can get through by the end of the month. My goal is to see how many series, while trying to complete the 50 book challenge, I can actually get through. Basically, the reason I'm doing this is I am 11 books away from completing the 50 book challenge. Mostly because I include everything in there: middle grade, manga, comic books, YA. So, here we go. Yeah. I should probably bring these books closer, just so. That is what the pile looks like. You know, just in case you're curious. So, let's start with the manga because the manga's on top. For the first manga, we have High School Debut Volume 1. This was recommended to me by Goodreads, and it kind of stood out among all of the other recommendations because of the pinkness of the cover. And seeing as how I am on a kind of a shoujo manga kick, I figured I would give this manga a try. There are 13 volumes total, but if I don't like the first one, I'm not going to continue it. This is by Kazune Kawahara. And so basically the premise of this is that the girl Haruna decides that when she goes into high school she's totally going to change up her appearance because her sole goal in high school is to have a romance worthy of a shoujo manga. Then the next 4 mangas are all from the Fruits Basket manga. So we have Volume 3. This is Kyo on the cover. And this book has been beat up by my library. I'm just saying. The corner is missing here. The back is starting to fall apart. But yeah, so we have Volume 3, Volume 4, which has Shigure on the cover. Volume 5, which has Kisa on the cover, and Volume 6 that has Momiji on the cover. I know all of these characters either because they were in the first 2 mangas or because they were in the anime. So we have 4 more of the 23 volumes of Fruits Basket and 2 more manga. We have another beat up book from my library, D.N.Angel Volume 1. And Volume 2. I watched this anime, and seeing as how my library had this manga series, I figured I would give the manga series a try as well. Now we move on to the actual books. So let's start with the 2 on my Nook. Off of my Nook, I only picked 2 books because I really only read my Nook at night. But I picked 2 really easy books. I picked The Problem Child and Once Upon a Crime, both by Michael Buckley. These are books 3 and 4 in the Sisters Grimm series. Because I did pick 11 books, and the manga is just like to push me over for any books I can't finish. So then we have An Acceptable Time, which is the 5th book in the Time series by Madeline Engle. The first 4 books are A Wrinkle in Time, A Wind in the Door, A Swiftly Tilting Planet, and Many Waters. Then we move on to the Onslaught cycle of the Magic the Gathering series with Scourge. This is the 3rd and final volume in that cycle. This continues because the Onslaught cycle and the Odyssey cycle kind of all tell the same story, so it's just a continuation of it. So this is actually like the end of a 2-cycle series. By Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Last Olympian by Riordan, the final book in the Percy Jackson series. Then we go on to the Matched series by Ali Condie. This is Crossed. I don't have Reached, but Reached is also on my TBR, provided I can get it from the library. I'm going to try and finish the Matched series as well this month. Then we move on to the Genius series by Jinks. This is Genius Wars, which is the 3rd book, and Genius Squad, which is the 2nd book. The 1st book is Evil Genius. I reviewed it in December. And then we have Requiem by Lauren Oliver, the final book in the Delirium series. And there's also a short story in the back of this about Alex, who is one of the main characters in Delirium. And so I just thought I'd throw that out there, but I'm also trying to finish the Delirium series. So that is 6 series that I'm trying to complete this month. And then, because I can never do things the easy way, I'm also reading Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. But I want to see how far I can go. This is literally not about me trying to finish them all. But yeah, so that is my June TBR. What are you planning on reading this month? Let me know some of the things you're planning on reading. And until tomorrow, TTYL.